you start off in the middle. And then you bring down these. There's your loop. And I'm lazy, so I just twist mine like you're doing TV plays. And then if you put this right here, you see that little thing? It locks it. So I always tell this little story. Okay. This story goes like this. This is Marie McDonald. She likes thin strands. I don't. I'm the middle. Her sister, Irma Lee, likes thick strands. She's the opposite. Now, what's the difference between the three? Is how you pull. And how tight you pull. Marie is not a real tight person, so she has the right tension, so she can use this. Irma Lee, on the other hand, is a real tight person, and she just makes sure it's in there. So, if you're teaching kids, what I do is I say, take 8 strands, and you can just keep pulling from the bottom. You know, instead of adding all the time, you can just use the bottom. The ones on the bottom, and you just keep pulling up as you're going. Okay. Now, here's your hand. Here's the table. You just put your finger right there. And this just throws it over. And you just bring this under, and you just pull it. I know some people go like this. I don't know how they do it, but they do it, or they do this. And it's not wrong, but what happens is, as you're doing that, as you're going like this, and you're going down and down and down, your hand naturally goes, it'll go over your hand. So when it goes over your hand, you don't know what's on the other side. And when it goes over your hand, you tend to have your flowers come up more. So if you're like this, hi ants. If you're like this, you can see it all the way through. So don't pick it up. And let me just, then you just, I bend all of my ferns. I use a lot of ferns. I'm really bad. I love ferns. No, because some people just, they cut their ferns and they do all of this stuff. I'm not like that. I just, and if you're doing a lei for the first time, and you know, you're teaching kids, don't tell them to set a pattern. Because if you set a pattern and you run out of the flowers, then what? You know, so when you're just making leis and you're just throwing it together, just throw it together. Don't worry about it.
So you usually go twice over?
Yep.
Okay.
Usually twice is sufficient. Don't get carried away and do it 10 times and then you have a big ball. See, what happens is, if you, yeah.
So then fold it down? Or?
No, what you're doing is you're hiding your back.
Okay.
You know, so
I never do it.
you know, you just use whatever you want. And some people will use the flowers. Some people will just use the buds. You know, so that's up to you how you use it, what you use. You know, your color combinations, everything. This one I'm going really small, which is unusual for me. Usually I'm really huge and outrageous.
When do you put the backing on?
See, the easiest way to do it, and this is why I say I use a lot of ferns, is whenever you put the fern in the front, you put the fern in the back. And the use this, you know, some people say, oh, this is the best because it fills so much. Don't get carried away with this. Because some people get carried away with it and go, oh, this is so easy, just throw it like this, and do this, and do that. And then you end up with this huge day. And if you notice, I don't put it right in the middle because you put it on the sides to hide the sides. You know, when you're wrapping, you can always see the wrapping on the side, and what you're doing is you're hiding the side wrapping, number one. Number two is, if you're not used to it, and you're making a lei, like one of the kids are making a lei, and you put a lot of ferns in here, what happens is your eyes don't focus on the flowers. Your eyes are focusing on the tips of the fern. Your flowers come up higher. And especially when you teach kids this, and I'll show you. If you put it as close as you can to the stems, what happens is you use less flowers. Oh, Elima, get out of there. Don't like you there. The higher you bring this flower up, or the wider you get, the more flowers you need. Because I know, because in practice, usually the leis at May Day are usually bigger. Why? Because they want to do showy. Okay? In other words, they don't want the just small little itty bitty lei. They want to show the different flowers, whatever you're using. So it tends to be a bigger lei at May Day. Well, let's use this. Eppies. Now, are there any questions? You gotta have questions.